Hello, friends. Welcome to a new day. Let's get everything put in on our to-do list and we'll talk about how we're going to get it all done. All right, here we are with our list for today. The daily things, as always: water, floss, vitamins, move 20 minutes, 5 minutes strength training, 2 healthier meals that I'm going to make by adding protein and or vegetables, fruit snack for work, record, edit, post a video. I need to get the dishes done again. And then these last two I'm adding in to continue working on my goal of cleaning up and furnishing my bedroom. I will put away all my summer clothes in bins, and I'm going to sort through all my current clothes that I'm wearing. And then I'm going to keep in the back of my mind that I want to let go of the clothes that I don't want, use, need, fit. Although this is not really a going through my wardrobe and getting rid of things kind of activity, but I am going to keep that in the back of my mind. If I come across something that very obviously I can let go of, then I'm going to be mindful and try and do that as well. So in yesterday's video, I mentioned some hiccups that I'm having with getting certain things done. And today I want to show you a strategy that I'm going to be using to try and combat this situation. Now, there are several strategies that I could be using when I'm having a hard time getting a particular thing done. One, I could implement some sort of reward system to reward myself for getting that particular thing that's causing me difficulty done. Another thing that I've done in the past is I could do some sort of self-care action or routine that I tie into getting that particular thing done. So for example, maybe I'll make a nice tea that I enjoy, and maybe I'll put on my favorite music and do a face mask or something like that. Or for example, I really enjoy being outdoors. So if possible, maybe I would take that task that I need to do, take it along with me, go to a local park or some kind of nature area and do it outdoors while enjoying that ambiance. Maybe I'd light a nice candle and enjoy the scent. Maybe create a cozy spot to do it like I did the other day when I was having a little bit of a struggle. You know, any self-care thing that you can associate with the task that you're doing, or doing it right before, right after, so it kind of in your mind ties together, that can lead to a more pleasant experience and you actually looking forward to doing that task. Another thing that I already mentioned in previous videos, I would take that problem thing and put it to be done earlier in the day when I just have more mental resilience and more energy perhaps. Or if you're a night person and your energy doesn't kick in until after 7 p.m., maybe that's the right time for you. Whatever time you feel like you're more productive and you're more energized, that's the time I would schedule that for. And then to go hand in hand with that, you could use time blocking. You could just make a timeline of your day and put everything you need to get done in that timeline and make sure that the thing that you're having a hard time doing has a little spot on that timeline at that optimal time. So for me today, since I'm struggling with several things on my to-do list, I am going to do a little timeline. I may not do this every day, but I'm going to do it today and see how that works out. If that makes me a little bit more organized so I can get everything done by the end of the day. All right, so what we're going to do is just draw a little line. Now on this line, I'm going to add the hours. So let's assume on an ideal day, I would wake up at 7. Now that didn't quite happen today and filming for today, and part of this timeline has already passed. Let's just assume ideally it'll be 7. And then for my every little line, I'm going to just put the next hour. Oh, perfect. Okay, because 10 o'clock, I definitely want to be done with everything and kind of getting myself ready for bed, because if I'm supposed to be getting up at 7, then I probably should be asleep by 11. So this morning, I did not wake up until 7:30. So I'm going to put a little line here, and then I'm just add things that are going to go here. So this is wake up. Obviously, coffee, get ready for the day. If I were to wake up at 7, at 8, I would want to start recording the video. Since I didn't wake up till 7:30, I'm going to give myself a little more time here to get ready and get my voice going. So 8:30, I'm going to put record. Okay. At 9 o'clock, I'm supposed to be walking my mom's dog, and it's going to take a little bit of time to get there. So I'm going to put this here. Now this might be a little tight just because I haven't really figured out how long things take me exactly. So today, this is more of a test run. And then based on how it goes today, the next day I would be able to adjust a little more. So let's say the whole task of walking the dog is going to take from 9 to 10 a.m. I would be home and I would start editing my video, because again, that's something that I've been struggling with, getting to edit. That way I can start really early and have enough time in case anything comes up. Now, I'm not really sure how long the editing will take me, but I'm going to give myself ample time for that. That's just because it's one of my main goals for the month. So 1, 2, 3 hours. Let's say I'll give myself 3 hours to do that. And then 1 o'clock, I would want to get up and be done with that, hopefully. And then here, because the other thing that I'm struggling with is doing the strength training, I'm going to put that here. Okay. Strength training is going to happen at 1, and that should only take 5 minutes, but let's say that there's some setup and things like that. So in that same hour at 1, when I'm done with the strength training, I want to do my dishes. Just because I've probably been sitting for a while editing, I'm going to do some things that require movement. And while I'm doing the dishes, I'm also going to prep food for work. I'm going to say it, prep snack. And then by 2 o'clock, I want to start working on my clothes. I could start that earlier if I'm done earlier with the other things, but let's say at 2 o'clock, I'm going to address my 2 items of dealing with clothes. All right. And then by 3 p.m., I have to walk the dog again. So let's put that here. All right. And we're going to allow another hour for that with everything, and that's, not exact, but I'm just kind of trying to give myself a little bit of wiggle room here. And 4 o'clock, I have to work. All right, so I'm gonna block off from 4 to 9 for work, and then at 9 I'm gonna walk the dog again. Okay, and by 10 I want to be in bed. So this is pretty jam-packed here. Everything is scheduled to take up the time that I have in the day. There's not that much time for leisure, which is not great. You want to have a bit more of a balance. But again, today is more of a test day where I want to see how long things take me. And it's a bit unusual for my regular schedule because I do have to take the dog out 3 times today. All right, so let's get that day started, and I'll keep you updated and let you know how things went throughout the day. I finished my water. I forgot to floss. I realized it when I was in bed falling asleep. So my strategy for making sure that this does not slip my mind again is leaving some floss out right by the sink. I'm going to leave it out so it's a visual reminder to do it. I did take my vitamins. I walked my mom's dog I did do a little arm workout. I did make 2 meals healthier. I made my breakfast sandwich healthier with the whole grain bread, some spicy hummus, and some tomatoes. And then I made a protein smoothie to take with me for work. So that was basically my second meal snack for work. I did record a video, I edited a video, and a video got posted. I did do my dishes. I did a bunch of work in the bedroom. So here is what it looked like before with everything out. As you can see, there was a bunch of clothes sitting out, some of it still from the summer. Some of the things in the boxes, I wasn't even sure what was in. Turns out it was some additional winter things, as well as a box of summer stuff. I went through everything. There were several things that I was able to let go of and donate. I made a little box of things that were a little too small or were duplicates of things I already had. I made another little box with just a few things in there that are more for cleaning or gardening or some other activity where I don't care that the clothes get dirty. And then I basically have 2 boxes of summer or seasonal things that I won't be using right now. So I went from basically 4 boxes that I looked through to condensing that and now having 2 empty boxes to work with for further decluttering and looking through clothes. Everything that I am currently using is in this little shelf unit. There are 2 other compartments, one of them that has pants and one of them that has underwear and socks. And then these open ones, the top one has all long sleeve tops, layering tops, things like that. And then the one below that has all like sweatshirts and outer layer things. So I'm very happy with that. It made a big difference with how my bedroom looks and how it feels to have all these things put away. So let me check that off from my list. All right, and now let me review a little bit how my timeline worked. It did work very well for me, and I put little annotations beyond the things that I was doing just because I realized I kind of wanted to get an idea of how it was working in terms of how much time I had given myself. Although I assumed I'd be walking the dog from 9 to 10, I put here that it actually was from 9:15 to 10. That's about how long it took with getting there and everything like that and getting back. I assumed editing would be from about 10 to 1. It ended up being from about 10:45 to 12. I did sit down and start at 10, but in that time I watched some instructional videos and learned, Googled and searched up some things that I wanted to figure out how to do. So that was included in that time, I guess, from 10 o'clock. So it was about 45 minutes of that and an hour plus of actual editing time. Now I did finish at 12, so I did have that extra time till 1 and put a little asterisk in the spots where I found some free time when I had some time left over. And then 1 o'clock came. I did like that I had things scheduled because 1 o'clock I knew I had to get up and go do things, and I was able to get my strength training done. I also reflected a little bit more on that, and I realized that a big part of what was preventing me from getting it done was that I did not have a ready plan, a ready routine, or a set of exercises or something that I was going to do. So I found myself not only having to do the 5 minutes, which, feels and sounds minuscule, but it wasn't really the 5 minutes of actual working out that was a problem. It was the fact I didn't know what I was going to do. So I also had to now look for some kind of exercises that I was going to do during those 5 minutes. And I think that was a stumbling block for me. So I need to have a plan ready of exactly what I'm going to do that day for those 5 minutes ahead of time. So when it's time to do it, I know exactly what needs to be done and I'm not putting it off. I'm not procrastinating on it. So that worked out really well. I did my dishes. I didn't prep my snack because that got done right before I went to work. And then around 1:45, because I did have some extra time, I started on my clothes. And that did take the full time allotted, even more, because I did finish at 3 and I barely finished in that time. I wasn't rushing, and I was also watching some entertaining YouTube videos during that time. So, you know, it was like it was productive and relaxing in some way, and everything else in my day went as scheduled. So in conclusion, I did find this timeline very, very helpful to get myself organized and make sure that everything got done on a very busy day. And I will definitely use it again when I'm having a hard time putting things off and not getting to everything that's on my to-do list. I would definitely recommend writing out a timeline of your day and scheduling your tasks for the day if you're having a hard time with many things to do and not enough time to do them in, and you find yourself procrastinating on things and then at the end of the day running out of time. This is a great way to figure out how much time you actually have and what the issues are. Are you perhaps overscheduling yourself, or are you imagining that you can get more things done than you actually can? Because that happens a lot. We assume something takes 5 minutes and it doesn't. And also, for me, specifically reflecting back on this and going through the timeline throughout the day, I realized that there are a ton of little things that I do throughout the day that are not specific tasks, but that do take time. So sometimes when you're not getting everything done, don't be discouraged. It's not you. It's just the fact that there's only so much time in a day, and you also have a life to live, and all those things take up time. So it's good to verify how much time you have and how much time your activities take, and then take that information into the next day to hopefully improve how everything flows. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.